Now, let's talk about your book. And I have a copy of it.
Yes, you have many copies. Thank you.
Yes, and I am interested. It says, challenge your crisis, Lisa Gable. Yep. Want to talk about that?
I do. So where that comes from is when I was 29 years old, I was working at Intl Corporation and I was a middle manager. And I was having a really difficult time. I had a boss who was challenging, and, staff-wise, I didn't have the support I needed to execute the program that I was doing. And I called my dad. What do you do when you're in trouble? You call your dad. And my father was an executive, and I was asking him, really for some advice. And he wrote me this beautiful letter that I have kept on a Bible on my desk for 30 years now. And so I pull that letter out occasionally. But one of the things he said is, challenge your crisis. And you do that by counting your blessings. You do that by thinking through all the wonderful things that you have, the opportunities that you have, and where you have the power as opposed to focusing on the negative. And the other key part that he brought forward to me is that the biggest stumbling blocks he'd ever encountered in his career, in his life, always led to the greatest opportunities. And so what I internalized is that I actually can work my way out of a box. And I do so by focusing on the things that I can affect. I stop focusing on the things that I can't. And I challenge the crisis I'm in by looking around me and saying, what can I do to solve this problem? What tools do I have in my toolbox to make a difference? And that has been a core part of what led me to write the book and actually inspired different aspects of the book. And the entire quote is actually in the first chapter.
I listened to both the audiobook and also the hard copy. And I now have about 50 plus books autographed by you. And we're going to use that as a book signing event on February 8th of next year. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later.